What's good, y'all? It's Lucius back again with another video blog. Wanted to do a recap on the two posts that I did in regards to being ruled by Christianity. So to kind of talk a little bit about the post, I believe part three spoke about the companion Bible and when that came out in 1611, and how the priesthood have been involved in doing this since the time of Egypt. You had the Amen priesthood, which is where the Vatican priesthood really copied a lot of their style and political and spiritual views on life, because the Amen priesthood of Egypt did this. So you can kind of say that in a sense that the Amen priesthood back from the 18th dynasty, which is why in the post I had mentioned about the 18th dynasty, it really stems from that, because back in that time frame, the priesthood was selling people salvation with a book that was known as the Book of the Dead, and the Vatican is selling salvation with a book that we know today as the Bible. So pretty much the same thing, basically copying off of what the Amen priesthood did back in the day. The other thing that I mentioned, I believe in part 4, is the fact that this particular being and beings that a lot of these stories are based on are beings that came from different star systems. You have some beings that came from Sirius, then you have beings that came from the Pleiades. Now I know for a lot of people may not be familiar with a lot of what would be known as like ET doctrine, or any kind of what's known as like star people. This is a real thing. For those that may not know, this is a legit real thing, and there's been a reason why there's been so many cover-ups. Not to mention, if I'm not mistaken, I know sometime this month, can't remember when, but I like how I can't remember if it was CNN and a couple other news sources kind of snuck in the factor that there is star people and otherworldly beings that have visited this planet multiple times and that live in our universe. We can't humans can't be so arrogant to think that we're the only things in existence in this vast universe. That's just not really thinking very intelligently, in my opinion. So a lot of things in the Bible is really what I would call ET doctrine. It's doctrine that stems from tablets that were written long ago. I mentioned before about the Sumerian tablets. So if you're unaware of the Sumerian tablets, I will really encourage you all to take a look at that, because that's really where a lot of our civilization stems from the Sumerian tablets, and also a lot of things that were documented in Egypt. There's a reason why Egyptologists don't even talk about pre-dynasty Egypt, and they only want to focus on the dynasties with humans versus what happened before pre-humans, before humans really kind of even came into the picture with other beings and stuff. So which that's like a whole nother video. So I'm just trying to stay in the context of the things that I had posted over the past couple of days with part 3 and part 4. So let me see what else. I'm trying to think what else I had mentioned in that post besides that. But yeah, now the next post. Oh, I know something I wanted to mention. because it really goes back to a comment that I saw, and so I just wanted just to speak on something. So I know a lot of people, hear, different views from other, natives and things like that. And when it comes to Yahweh, okay, understand that is such a new kind of verbiage, I would say, because these people, if they lived in the land of Canaan, and they say that what was it? I guess sketched out in stone, YHWH, which is where they tend to pronounce it Yahweh, but really it would be Yahuwah would be the ancient tongue of that. But Yahuwah stems from the god El. So if you are invading a land and you're taking, certain customs of that land, the land of Canaan, because that's where apparently, God's people came from, then they serve the god El. And not only that though, but even with El, or if you want to say Yahweh or the real name Yahuwah, you will come to find out that this God also had a counterpart, which was, his queen. And in the Bible, you'll find out that this goddess is known as, I believe it's, I'm trying to figure out how to pronounce it correctly. It's Asherith or Azareth. Might be butchering that name, so I apologize if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. But like that was his counterpart. So even in what's funny, in the ancient world, there was never no monotheism. There was no one God in the ancient world. The God that Yahweh is based on, like I said, it stems from El, which is why you'll catch El in the Bible. El is not a Hebrew word, that's Phoenician. So that is a Phoenician deity who later turned into Yahweh. Not only that though, but then, Yahweh is also a composite of two different gods from the ancient Sumerian text, which deals with these two brothers known as Enki and Enlil. So you have a combination of that going on too. And according to Mario Belingo, who is a world-renowned translator that the Vatican had hired, I believe back in 2008, he mentioned that this particular deity was not like a major player. He was like a minor god, according to Sumerian text. So, and apparently he came from the lineage of Enlil, which, Enlil was really against like humanity, and which is why you kind of find certain things. But El, or Yahweh, or Yahuwah, he was the overseer of a particular family that was known as Yaakov, or in English, which you guys will know as the house of Jacob. So, but that's like something else. Like I might get into that later. Right now, I'm just trying to build a foundation on why we are ruled as of today by Roman Christianity, and how our laws and everything is abided by Christian Roman laws that was instituted by Constantine, the Council of Nicea, and Julius Caesar, which is why Julius Caesar is mentioned in the New Testament, which is weird to me, because it doesn't make sense why, for people that say that, Jesus, is God or whatever, then why would God say, oh, whatever is owed to Caesar, give to Caesar? That's a man. Like, why would something divine tell other humans that? That doesn't make any sense to me. So there's so many contradictions in the book and stuff that just doesn't validate the indoctrination that we have all been under in regards to Christianity. But anyway, I just wanted to do a real quick video on a recap, briefly talk about a few things. Like I said, I'm just trying to build and set up a foundation because there's so much more to come, but I'm building it up to where I want you guys to be able to see how things in Bible prophecy, especially in the book of Daniel and the book of Revelation, aligns up perfectly with the institution of the Vatican and how this is the beast system. This is the new world order that the world has already experienced and that we've already been living up under too as well. So I'm gonna get into that a lot later. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a nice little breakdown for y'all, and because I really want to, have everyone really understand like where we are at, so then we can create something new to move forward in our human evolution. So hope you guys have a beautiful day. Today is Thursday, so the weekend is almost here, and I will be back soon with some more videos. I got some other things coming up in the works with me talking to a couple of astrologers. I got some friends of mine that we're going to be discussing some different topics, so definitely stay tuned for some other content. Like I said, right now, Universes has me in this mode of really talking about Christianity and talking about the establishment and how it really has played a negative effect in our life, and how it has caused us to not really truly live fully in the freedom that we're now kind of entering into now. Like, people are starting to wake up even more as the years have progressed, but I still see people still hold on to certain beliefs that I'm hoping that with sharing more information, it'll help break those bondages of certain beliefs that truly doesn't apply to 2020 and where the universe is guiding us and where we're heading towards. So anyway, have a blissful day, everyone, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.